Alright, so here we go. So I'm playing some Ishizu tier limits, and of course, this is going to be a crazy ass matchup. I guarantee it. Stick around and watch this. Now, this deck that my opponent is playing is 100% designed to destroy tier limits, and I'm playing Ishizu tier limits. So let's see what happens. So he activates Pot of Extravagance right here, draws two cards, sets two face down cards, and I'm going to go ahead and make the one play that I do have right here, which is to activate Medora to send the Elgato. Best play that I can make right here. He activates Maxi. I don't care about Maxi. If y'all have seen me ever play this deck before, do not give a shit about Maxi. This sets the Gravekeeper's Trap. I activate the Elgato in my graveyard, and then I use the Gravekeeper's Trap to send the Exchange of Spirit, which will stop his graveyard effects. And then he activates Rivalry of the Warlords to pretty much lock me into my Shizu cards. And then I go ahead and just normal out of Kelbeck just to get a little bit of extra damage in there. And then I just pass turn. So then I activate Gravekeeper's Trap, called GG Easy, because this is going to be an easy dub. He activates his Eldritch right here, sending his Elixir. And then I shuffle all 5 of his shits back with my Medora. And then I activate my Gravekeeper's Trap, sending the Shadal Beast right here to grab another Kelbeck. Then he activates this card, Swords of Concealing Light. This basically changes my monsters to face down defense position. I can't change their position back until this card is destroyed. So then he activates Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Now this card negates all dark monsters effects activated on the field or graveyard. So I'm going to activate Sheeran right here. Sheeran is going to mill some more cards and then reset my Gravekeeper's Trap. I ended up sending the Kelbeck that was in my hand and then sending 5 more cards. So I activate Merly, Havness, and then Scream. Now here is the funniest thing on the planet. There are times when I play cards and my opponent don't read my cards, and then they ended up getting fucked over because they didn't read, right? They didn't read the cards that I have. Then there are times where my opponent plays and I read their shit and I realize, like, damn, I can't do this or I can't do that. Me knowing this though, I activate this and this anyways. Even though I read this card, negate all dark monster effects activated on the field or in the graveyard. I activate this shit anyways, which means these 2 cards are negated, and I know that. But my dumbass opponent forgot to read his own fucking card. He activates Medora right here. The correct play would be to target the card he just targeted, the Exchange of Spirit, but I have 2. He should target both Exchange of Spirits. Both of them, right? But no, he does not. So activate Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. And then I activate my Keldo right here to shuffle back some of his shit plus some of my shit, right? Take away any advantage that he may possibly have. Grab the field spell. And of course, my shit would have been negated anyways because of his Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. So his dumbass just allowed me to basically make my Gravekeeper's Trap live all over again because his dumbass didn't read his own card. I tag his stupid ass with these 2 cards just 2 times. Flip this into defense position. And then I just pass my turn. Now I flip my Gravekeeper's Trap back over all over again. He's right back where he fucking started, like a dumbass that he is. Activate my Maxi right here just because I know that this is the last turn that he will be alive. And if it's not the last turn that he'll be alive, then I for sure will make sure I toy with his dumbass. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. Is toy with him. So activate Gravekeeper's Trap right here. He's going to activate Welcome Labyrinth, putting a body in front of me. And then, of course, I am going to activate I flip over Sulliek right here to negate the Labyrinth monster with the one Sheeran that I do have. Um, Being as my tier limit monster, I end up sending that low attack um, Tortoise that I have right here. And then, of course, I'm going to activate a couple effects. I know they're still negated, but I use this as a way to chain block my Elgato. That's why I did it in that order. Usually I would put Elgato last, but to chain block it, I just did that. Just in case this is something. Um, so I end up popping. So I end up popping his rivalry of Warlord. Now you might wonder, why didn't you just flip this shit over and attack for a game? Well, this card right here prevents me from being able to flip it over, so I still have to wait. So that's why. Don't go in my comment section and ask that. So I use these two, go into a Dweller, because he has had a lot of success popping this and dealing with this card or whatever the case may be, just in case he draws into an Eldritch or something. I don't want him popping this and then being able to make plays. He is going to imperm my Dweller, but it does not matter. I got Gravekeeper's Trap right here, so he's fucked. He draws a card. He draws into Aquero. Then he sets that same Aquero. And what do you think is about to happen to this card? I still have not used this card's effect just yet. So what do you think I'm about to do? Send a Medora from my hand, grab another Medora, activate that Medora, shuffle these cards back into my deck, making sure I hit one tier limit so I can pop this last Aquero. I got one more card to deal with right here. So what do you think the first thing that I'm going to do? Activate Gravekeeper's Trap, send Medora, use Medora to shuffle back more tier limits so I can pop his last and final piece. Completely cracked this motherfucker's board and left him with one piece in his hand. And either this bitch is going to quit or I'm about to cook the fucking shit out of him. Like, literally, all I have to do is just go into attack mode and just attack, bro. That's all I gotta do. But, nah, you wanna be a little bitch and play some anti-tier limit shit? Cook mode. 100% cook this bitch. Watch this shit. So, mill 8 cards with the Merly and the Kid Kalos. Activate the Merly right here. Activate the Rhino Heart. I really did not have to activate this Rhino Heart. It did nothing. Go Havness right here. Go into Rule Kalos. Put the Rule Kalos right here. And then go Merly plus this into a Kaleido Heart. And then I use these two to go into none other than Sprite Elf. And then I can enter the battle phase. Now, my opponent only has 250 health remaining. 33 of his 60 cards is in the fucking graveyard, unable to do a damn thing. Look at this shit. If you've ever hated Eldritch, could you imagine staring at an Eldritch just sitting in the graveyard, unable to do a fucking thing? All of his Eldritch pieces just sitting in the graveyard, unable to do a damn thing whatsoever. Aquero ain't doing shit. Elixir ain't doing shit. Evenly match. Well, he probably should have grabbed evenly match or did something. Well, I don't know. I don't remember him being able to get access to that shit. His Keldo unable to do shit. Like all of these, his other Aquero unable to do shit. He has nothing on his field. One card in his hand. Can't do shit with that. And I got a pop on my side of the field. Sulliek Monster Negate. I also have the Gravekeeper's Trap to basically shut his whole graveyard off. Infinite Impermanence to Monster Negate something on his side of the field. Kaleido Heart can spin something back. Abyss Dweller can also just in case, it's insurance for the Gravekeeper's Trap to shut that shit down even further. Like, he already was fucked with Gravekeeper's Trap. He's double fucked with Abyss Dweller. Sprite Elf to protect, so then that way he can't target my Abyss Dweller. Also Rule Kalos, so he can't special summon. And Then for my graveyard, I can revive back Merly. I already used the effect of my shufflers. Like, I've used the effect of all my shufflers, but at this point, I really don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I don't need the shufflers anymore. Also, I do have Diviner in my graveyard, so that's another card that I could revive back to. If I wanted to deck this bitch out, I could 100% had decked this bitch all the way out by just bringing back Diviner, sending Keldo, Medora, whatever, send 10 cards from his deck after I send that mill 5 more with the Kelbeck. Well, but the bad thing is I don't have no shufflers, so being able to get those cards back would be a little bit difficult. I would have to rely on my fusion summons with my tier limit cards to get cards back into my own deck. But it does not matter because I'm about to just cook this bitch all the way. Hold that fucking L forever and ever and ever, my boy. Hold that fucking L. This man played a complete deck designed solely to beat tier limits and still got fucking cooked. That's tough. That just shows you how dumb as fuck you are. Not only are you dumb as fuck, but you don't even read your own fucking cards. You had me beat, my boy. You had Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. All you had to do was shuffle back my 2 Exchange of Spirits. But no, you're a fucking dumbass. And you choose to shuffle back some shit that's already negated by your shit. Like, this motherfucker's retarded, bro. Now, he gonna have to hold that L for the rest of his life. GG's, my boy.